Alright, so K-Corp on defense, Heretics on attack, and we have Woot on Reyna, Mini Boo on Jet. They play attack first. There's a guy in spawn.
You can't anti-strat no strats. How about that one? Yeah, this is definitely a risk. It's a gamble, but I said this kid is.
This just shows that the coaches have so much belief in the team, man. It's pretty cool.
Ridiculous numbers up in his first match. Now trying to do an extra bit more. Let's not pretend like Mini Boo hasn't been a force to be reckoned with either.
Yeah, Reyna's a solid pistol agent in a meta that is pretty snowbally at the moment. We buy armor, we drop a ghost, and Woot literally has to kill everyone. Woot actually has to make it worth. Lovely wingman to check this. Yeah, that was sick. That is the round done. Hey, great pistol from K-Corp. Dude, this that wingman to check under is really nice. I think solo Viper will be viable in the new patch. Yeah, it doesn't change too much on some maps. Like some of the maps, it doesn't change too much, other than like obviously the one molly is pretty big. More on defense, right? More people would just be able to like get your util out of you.
The other alternative is that you run a gecko.
Well, some of the other maps, it's more like Lotus,
clear a lot of angles,
etc.
Basically, put yourself in that after plant anyway. The problem that Heretics
okay, we'll say rifle. 4 rifles and 1 death they're allowed.
There's not a lot you can really do, as you don't have any of the combinations you would do with, for example, the comp that you have on the other side.
Well, that's it. It's why you don't like to see it in your ranked games, right? When a player doesn't do well on Reyna, they're not really... That too. You know, the only thing is I have a bit more faith in players.
I think you lot will be surprised how much people use Viper still after the nerf.
This is the exact kind of player we want
it will still be a very high pick rate, in my opinion. Like maybe not as high as Omen. Omen will probably be the most, unless we see some Omen nerfs, obviously after Shanghai, but...
But even he doesn't play it anymore. In fact, he took Heretics on comp.
There was a time, but I can understand against KC just avoiding that anti-stratting. We'll see if there's any benefit for Heretics.
Yeah, and we can really farm this one up.
Searching for it, at least not expecting to find anything, with just classics on the other side. Woot having himself a little
yeah, and this is one of the better agents to farm here. We get the ult into the next round already.
Yeah, expectations low.
What a shot.
Never zero. Not when this man is about. We were hyping him up before he even got his debut. Had to wait a little bit longer than expected, but on an individual level, there is few
30 seconds left
that can put up as much damage. The thing is, though, if there were youngsters who could match up, they're on the other side. KC, they've signed some incredible players. We've seen it already with their run to Madrid. Although there's a little bit of damage.
Right, well, a little bit of damage in terms of a rifle down, and that's it. They keep the outlaw.
And with 2 players dropped, the buy will be fairly.
They keep the outlaw, and in theory, it's only Woot that can't buy heavy armor, right?
I think KC did a good job in sitting back after this initial burst.
Actually, no, I think he's fine.
He goes down, and they realize they need to play
Reyna
the
eats
numbers.
those cheap as hell.
Fantastic job of it. You even saw the outlaw catch the tag onto Woot. It was a 140 hit. Of course, his overheal kept him alive, but not for too much longer. Did allow Benji to get the trade, but economy not damaged too much. And KC
okay, we got to keep an eye on the fish.
Follow up by 3 bulldogs and an outlaw, a ton.
And bonus round for K-Corp, and they want to go aggro over towards middle. Outlaw sets up, probably going to break the turret, which is literally pinged at the moment. Oh, I like this little rifle to break it. What the hell is that?
Not much else they can do here on the defense without taking risks. It looks like they'll be set into an A retake.
This is based around the ult. Like, when you've got yourself an ultimate online that's definitely going to help you out in retake scenarios, that's the better gamble. You can put extra personnel on the other side and actually a little bit unaware of some of the angles they could have lost to. Man advantage actually held with Tomazi being able to find another one. Woot, though, is not stopping. Cloud mentioned this. They're just going to push. They don't
yeah,
care
that is very bold.
It may be their demise.
Yeah, this is a problem now. Boo's got no teammates to help. Benji's miles away, making his way through mid, so that's an isolated kill. But at least Benji picks up one on the back end of it. Problem is, there's so many more to take down. With the defuse already underway, and I don't think there was any way to stop
solid start, double upgrade in terms of the guns. And man, that was way too aggro.
A third round for KC.
Problem with this wall at this angle is you're going to come up on their mini map. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
I mean, I'm pretty confident they saw you, but because of how the way that the wall works, if someone's a little bit far back, even that jump spot there, that will come up on the mini map.
With ridiculous over-aggression. That's what Woot was going for. And bear in mind, this is a bonus. So that was a round that you were expected to win. Your opponents came in with a few weaker weapons, and they were able to take over the line because ultimately you ended up in a 1 versus 3 duel. So already we're seeing the vulnerabilities of this sort of composition.
Right, double Guardian,
the high util one they ran before.
triple Sheriff.
And well, Woot. I'm actually a little bit surprised they don't have him going in with one of the Guardians. Okay.
Well, that's a Guardian on the floor.
Quick and clean, straight through the smoke. Yeah, especially with Empress online. You know, this is where you'd expect a weapon. I'm not going to say the Guardian in particular, but any weapon.
A molly to stop the plant, and I mean, in terms of planting over towards B, this comp has an absolute nightmare of a time. Like, this comp is not going B in buy rounds. We saw it on the pistol, we see it in the low buy. Not a chance Heretics go B on a full buy, I'm pretty sure.
And now seeing Narrate, though, will be dropped. And he has a good idea on both of these players down below. This duel goes Benji's way, and with some support as well, they can find themselves right back in the round, but the pincer's too good, and it leaves Boo alone.
1v3 scenario.
I have the spike.
Spike retreat. Still a bit of time to play with. Okay, Tomazi at least gives him a fight. An opportunity
Toxin screen down.
for him to try and find something here, but he's going to have to try and isolate one of these
Still
battles.
though, alright damage.
Martin is there to close out the round.
Okay, what do you reckon? A for this one makes the most sense.
Some weaker weaponry. But now we look to Heretics. We look to see what response they have. Because bear in mind, Mitch, they chose to start on this attack, and thus far it's been a little bit flat.
It has. It has. Look, the last round, like you say, there were some weaknesses there. They put up a little bit of a fight, but this is where things get interesting. You have a Viper's Pit online for Tomazi. KC 4-0 in the lead. They lock in this round. They start to snowball, run away with it. We need to see Team Heretics find a response. And it's not only that ultimate, the lockdown in play for Benji Fishy, sure, but the operator of Martin won't get contact early round. We can see on the map. The A side is where the contestant's coming through.
They did not want this guy to get an ult. Whoa, they threw so much at him. Benji has an ult. If Boo gets a plant, he gets his ult. So in theory, you got an ult to take him away, and then you got an ult to win the after plant. Wall goes down. It's going to slow him a little bit over towards here. Got a flank behind as well, so this is pretty nice from Magnum. And what is the plan and what is the ult?
On the edge and spot anybody, but the utility is there. Again,
one goes in. We've got to keep an eye on this though. Magnum is the player to watch.
Big problem is this man here, Magnum, on his way up.
Okay, that should be the round.
Benji was aware of that play, and with the Viper's Pit blocking out a lot of space for KC, they're forced into a Heaven retake. It's going to be a big drop from this squad, running them right into Mini Boo, who's up on top for one and a little bit of damage. A lot of these players tanked up, and Boo's taking advantage of it with Martin down and the time ticking ever quicker.
Yeah, probably just got to save these guns, especially there's an op here.
Those weapons through to the next round. It looks like
It's a nice round from Heretics, but double ult can't really repeat it and make it full.
And it looks like a long
Or make it look as confident as this.
But Woot isn't done yet. He's going swinging.
Woot is running at people.
Yeah, it's something in an attempt at damage, but ultimately there's probably a bit more the opposing side.
Lighties, I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Fast-paced round, but it was the Viper's Pit, I think, that made the majority of the difference, and just the awareness of Benji Fishy, who's been off to a good start. I want to say that, I want to give a little bit of context as to the value of these games. So I know that a lot of the time the permutations can be quite confusing, so I'm going to try and keep it as basic as possible.
I have a whiteboard if you need it.
Nope.
Okay.
If KC win, they are qualified. If Heretics win 2-0, they are qualified. Otherwise, I think if they win 2-1, Gentlemates, if they were to win 2-0, could overtake them. So that is where we sit. So if KC win this series, they are in. Heretics, if they lose a map, there is still a world.
Okay, we're going to start looking over towards here in terms of the money. You lose this round, 1-9 on top of this one. Not going to be good for you. K-Corp, similar situation, just a bit of a better loss bonus. So massive swing round at 4-1.
Viper's Pit out of Tomazi.
Yeah, K-Corp kind of thinking what I'm thinking, that the fact that Heretics is just never going to go B with a buy round. Because how does it plant? So they decide to lean heavier over towards A. We get a recon that clears all the yellow. And I feel like they've got a small chance to plant before this gets a little bit scary.
They've made the right decision. I don't see a way back here for Heretics unless it's taken quickly.
Waiting for the fuel to come back at the wall.
You're going to have trouble getting those after plants in. Now, they're lucky in the sense there isn't really body towards Snowman. So they can sort of bait these plants, but there's a lot of counter-utility. Magnum, though, has Hover gone down. These fights for now going in the favor.
Yeah, look at them just dueling together. And we have wall and res, but it's interesting because it's such a big round that you would be tempted to use it. This might be a kill that enables it.
Goes for the res, that flank coming through. Might just end it there and then.
Yeah, it's unlucky now.
Not even attempted just yet, and it's all a patience game. Benji's not in a hurry to close this one out. Wall up, tap on. It's not stuck. There's the swing from Buddha.
Okay, nicely done.
Nicely done.
And we're going to have a low buy coming in with 3 people that can buy rifles.
Because we see exactly what was talked about on the desk. They just want to fight. The walls up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way they're going to win over towards B is literally just go to these angles, drop wall and duel.
Out in the open, wait for the wall to drop it.
Yeah, this is the only way they're going to have pressure to be able to plant here.
They try to take the duels, but
so that's at least nice from Heretics understanding this is the only way they're going to win in terms of plant over towards B, but
KC could very easily hold this B site basically just from Snowman. It's a really difficult spot to clear, especially if you don't have a lot of sort of pop flashes. I guess you have Woot's Leer that could kind of help you out, but a lot of times when you see teams...
Right, Musician, how we doing, mate? Good to see you, man. 16 months as well. Thank you for all your support, bro.
Play from there and you're Tomazi, for example,
can't wait for the Viper nerf. Yeah, it's going to be fun, dude. Again, we'll still see a good amount of Viper, but it's like
because they're all playing
just everything I was asking for. It should be really cool.
Those are battles that they can very easily.
I feel like they're balancing, although it maybe takes a little bit longer than some of us would like. It feels like the game's about to be in a really good spot where most people can do what they want. And there's no real like dominant agent. A lot better than the Chamber Astra days. I put that out there for sure.
Like, even as you're saying, towards Snowman, it will be more difficult to take that space, but the way they're playing for the wall to go down,
that poster isn't it? Yeah, we're potentially setting up for a really sick next year.
We saw it in the start of the previous
Getting all the
round,
changes out the way, tank this year with the 2 bad
from
maps in terms of Icebox Breeze.
I think they stopped to let KC swing in to see if there's a player there to get the
Maybe
information.
we just got to get through this year.
They would be able to dome that Snowman player. Nobody peeked, wall goes up, they go to site, same process.
Okay.
But look for top site.
Ooh, 4 rifles. Wait, we bought into this.
Around the tube from this Heretics
Oh wait, this is a huge round now. I can't believe they bought into this. Magnum takes a hit. They're missing any util. Yeah, double slow. Maybe there was a slow down at the beginning that I missed.
Has a rifle to fall back on.
This is a bold choice for K-Corp. I'll say that much. We'll at least get their loss bonus max if they lose.
Phantom made the assumption that will be coming through in this round, and
like we said, it is all in, so that's why they use their Viper onto this one.
For a lot of the time, it's going to end up with a player isolated.
Got wall over towards A, getting them full info so far. With someone spotting if anyone's going to walk across.
Tripled up even there,
Got delay mollies for plant.
Deep wall in. It's something that would have to be broken, basically just being used for information at this stage, and then they even have a couple of nanos ready just to deny if anybody was to attempt a quick push.
I do wonder if the pit even goes up on the back of the drone being heard from so far away. Now they have nothing to fight back through. They have to take it the other direction.
Yeah, and this gives them a lot of info. We've got 30 seconds, they're still double molly.
Where Shin was waiting, where nanos are online and now
activated. Mosh pit. Mosh pit goes out now. We got double Viper molly as well. Viper's over towards B. Doesn't matter.
Into Shin in just a moment. Although Magnum's fallen, so is Narrate. The numbers thinning out on the site, but Shin standing strong.
Big jewel. Oh, dude, imagine that jewel goes the other way. That's the player with res.
To do it. 14 seconds, and they've got time to plant, and no denial possible from Tomazi. That ult no longer online as it falls over towards B. He has to do this with the Phantom he bought up earlier. Thought he'd have an advantage in these fights. Instead, has to try to win that spray, and it would have to be a
nicely done from Heretics and K-Corp. Now they got to eco.
I think if he'd actually sprayed correctly, they would have killed Boo first, just because of the vulnerability behind him. But good team play in the end for the double swing. I'm out. Nice attempt from Shin. I feel like he's a little bit unlucky not to get the kill on Barrier.
Yeah, I mean that was just the
instantaneous.
That was just the kill that decided it.
3 rounds in a row. And as I said, like, these are the sort of maps as well that I feel like if Heretics win, it's going to be infuriating for KC. Because you're coming in with a comp that objectively is just based around running in and gunning.
Well, that's it, right? There really isn't a lot more to it, as we've seen in the rounds that they've won. And
straight up A hit. Dude, I bet they were so happy when they won that B round. The fact that they're now actually a little bit scared over towards B.
than with some other
Shot
comps. You gotta
goes
be a bit
in,
more
hits the
direct.
molly to stop the plant. We get 4
Jumping
people
out of
here
heaven,
for
drop
Keiko.
shotting people. That certainly
Hero
speaks
guns
to
on
where the
Martin.
brains of
He's like the
Heretics
one
are
that
at
we
right
need to
now,
watch.
looking
The
to move
lovely
towards this A
molly
site.
on the
Nice.
right.
Snakebite in play, and a late peek from the right almost caught them off guard. Good damage with the weaker weapons already. Woot, though, hasn't been damaged. Has plenty of heals and dismisses all around him.
Yeah, the
He's
overwhelm
dropping
over
and
towards
assisting
A is
those
super
fights,
strong
but
right now.
None of them are needed. Tamazi, the last man standing again, but not a 1v2 with a rifle, instead a 1v3 with a sheriff. But some of the players are tagged. Don't know how much that's going to help.
Yeah, you can see that at this point, you've still got a snakebite and nano. When one player's standing, it becomes a little bit more difficult. With Tamazi managing to find himself a rifle there, there has to be a part to this where he just thinks about...
Biggest weakness of the Heretics comp, bro. It can't plant B in theory. Like, if you have an Odin here, it should never be able to plant.
Not in a particularly bad spot, and again, like when you're being this direct with a lot of your plays, a lot of the
I would
time,
play an
the
Odin
repurchase
Snowman
or even some of the
versus.
utility isn't going to be the most important factor.
I don't think they would ever get
4
the spike
rounds in a
down
row
B.
now from either side, as it will even up on
The only
that
way it
scoreline.
would have to
Heretics
happen is if
grinding things back.
they
Wait to
recons
see what
and
response
dash
KC
at the
have,
same
'cause they've
time or
already
something.
taken themselves an initial
With a
pause.
Reyna flash maybe, so the guy can't get a kill.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. When you go 4-0 up and now you're equalized, I think it is the time to reassess how you're approaching this. And again, the value being found by Heretics in that KC will have done so much preparation for this map, for this squad, and now that prep is out the window. And you need these pauses.
You know as well that a
The
lot of the
CC9
coaches,
Imi
they do that
subtweeting me.
all-nighters.
It's
Yeah,
the one
if you
calling
ever
out
talk to
content
any
creators.
coach
I mean,
within
yeah,
any
I'm very
region,
confident it's not meant for me.
and you say like, oh, did you get a good night's sleep? The answer 99.9% of the time is going to be no.
Well, that's it. You spend weeks, months working up to that point, and one official.
I get what he's talking about. Like, it is valid what he's talking about.
Oh, they'll get a lot
There's
of
some
hours of
things.
sleep
It's
that
like when
they
I
might
talk
get
about the
into their-
TMB video for the NRG, right? It's like 80% is valid, but there is like 20% which doesn't take into account stuff that happens in teams and like certain things in terms of rounds. So I get where he's coming from.
Can't hold the body, not as valuable with Shin having a res to work with.
But
this squad
still,
has
it's
been
like a good
pretty
example,
depth,
like the
pulling
TMB
just
video.
alerts
It
out
still
of
is
Benji
like
Fishy that have been thrown out
80%.
most rounds.
So he's
You'll see
annoyed at like
Heretics looking a bit more pointed
some of the
towards the
comments
site.
when it's
The
like
big site they're
20%
target
of
this
people
time,
like not
plenty of
understanding
utility locking
things
them out, but they're
that you
waiting
would
for
get
their
knowledge
tosses
from
to
in
come
terms of
back
it
up to put that
being on
wall
a
in
team.
play. Where's Minibu going when that happens, though?
This is the problem. They are so ready.
Like, he's not wrong
for
with what
a
he
player
says.
in towards Snowman, because it is one of the major danger points. If you have snake bites coming in, you can't plant. Minibu's just been tapped out of there.
Yeah, and this should be the thing. This comp should be pretty hard to plant here.
Plant denial. Just don't even need to necessarily
All down
fight them, but they
duel.
are winning every single one of them at that, and the rate with another. They're trying their best to defend. Booney will get out of there with a plant, but losing 2 men in the process, not ideal.
Well, it's both your duelists, right? We talk about the ideas behind this, playing that bit more aggressive. You're not going to have your post-plant utility from Benji because he's miles away, and now they've spotted him too. Magnum picking up his first
Whoa,
two.
we put an ult into this.
And it looks like that might be where it ends. He's very
That
low,
was,
being tagged up, defuse underway, and undeniable at this point.
Yeah, not sure about that one.
Sadly, Rian's can't do a thing about it. That
think you
rifle's
just gotta
forced
accept
to
this.
save through to the next round.
It's a big win for
KC
Keiko.
surviving with 4 players in this round, avoiding the mid lurk out of Benji Fishy, taking down every aspect. And to be honest, the mini boo pick through that's Magnum's first kill of the game. That's ridiculous.
The thing is that it is the problem, again, of this composition is just, it's difficult to get into the afterplant. It's definitely difficult to get into it for free. And if those duelists fail, that's what you get in a round. You get a 3v5. And you have to remember who they're up against. Like KC, we have talked about the individual skill that this team has.
Yeah, and is
although,
this just a timeout to go, guys?
Not even the highlight. Like
We can't plant B right now.
You
Either gotta just stick over towards A or we do something over towards middle. We can pressure B maybe, but we can't plant this.
This kid has been nuts. He's been switching roles over to Viper, then over to Cypher. He's been fantastic. So there isn't a guarantee for Minibu and Woot that, okay, you two run in
thank you
and
for your
get a couple of
insights.
kills.
Some of the
That's
questions
not
really
a
point
guarantee,
out.
even though
You
they
helped
have
you
the
get out
ability
of
to do
silver.
it.
Nice,
Right
bro.
now, whoa. The top of the board for them is
Congrats
actually
on that,
Benji. It's
dude.
been those lurks. That's
Tell
been
me,
one of
tell
the
me
biggest
you're,
successes.
tell me you're leaning into a
For
Judge
Heretics,
pick, because dude, Judges in silver
I do
must
worry a little
be
bit,
dominating it.
because, remembering back
But
to the
I'm
Icebox
happy,
of
bro, for you.
old, it was a very attack-sided map. Like that's what we used to think about. It's like, oh look, G2, they've only managed to get 3 rounds on their defense.
Odin?
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
man, just embrace it.
They won
Embrace it all.
39. Like that was how the game would go. It wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable. So seeing them struggle a little bit when it comes to the attack.
Thanks for the kind words as well, bro. I do appreciate that.
Because their defense basically just has to be running it down on the A side.
Oh, at the end of the day, though, 4 out of the last 5 rounds have found their way to Team Heretics, right? That's
okay,
a little
and
stumble in
so
the previous. It's Mini-Boo.
A-Corp go aggro once Heretics has called a timeout, and it doesn't really pay off because the recon was huge. And that is savage, and this guy honestly is kind of safe. Ooh, I thought he could just tuck in. Thought he could tuck in, and Martin could cover his above here. They take down chat. Rez is still online, right? I haven't seen a Rez. I feel like they take down the person with Rez unless I miss something. He could have tucked in for sure.
When they do push A, there will still be 3 players waiting for them.
Don't know if he's used to playing a comp that would have more util dump on him or not.
That is going to be thrown out, so they can clear a lot of this initial position. And Tomazi has gone so far forward. He's going to have to hit some pretty nice shots.
He's going to wreck everyone.
The first one is almost guaranteed to be for free.
How many? 2?
I think he now knows.
We should kill him.
The rest of the information. They're going to be running in his direction. Oh, it's a whiff. Oh, he played the round so well, but then hasn't managed to connect the shots.
The worst part is, Tom, if he stayed took there, I think all 3 walk past him. Who's going to clear it? Who? Who is looking there? I understand why he swings.
Oh, yeah, it's the element of surprise.
Oh.
It's not it's not the wrong play. It's just the wrong execution. And now for the rest of the team, well, you have to question.
Oh no, they're gonna save.
Post-plant
They're gonna save as well. Well, money's incredible, dude. That is one of the most painful. I feel bad for the guy. This is one of the most painful mistakes in terms of what it means as well. 1-9 loss bonus. It means that everyone here gets 3,000, even though the money was like getting low on a few of them. They buy for the rest of the half. It is like devastating. It is one of the most costly misses we've seen for a little bit. I mean, there's more. But why? Oh, guys, they don't know that they're not trying to retake this. They can't see the minimap, and they're looking at what I'm thinking of, right? Dude, 1,900. Like they're reset. This means loads. We can keep everyone alive here, get the money good. That's incredible. So they use the ult because they want to secure everything that we're talking about.
Just like. Oh god, what have I done?
Everyone saw that.
Everyone saw that, and also, just because the other team has to go plant, then you have to see out the entire plant time and the round ending, and you're just like, yeah, that's
how you feel.
Yeah, that is exactly.
Yeah, I mean that sums it up.
Did you tee that up, Tom?
Yeah. You know, we are twins, you know.
Vision mixing.
Tom Biz, Tomazi, like, you know.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so we saw the A
He got the genetic lottery.
that I said was going to happen after the timeout, and then obviously cancel, then over towards B with the whiff, and then now we maybe see the middle play that was also going to happen. So I just don't think they'll be at the beginning original plan going B. Like they might mid-round B once they get a kill, but the original plan would never be B.
4-0 up. Stalled out that little bit. And Tom, you said 7 rounds for Heretics. It's looking doable at this point. Economy still decent on some players for KC.
Benji finds out that 2 people are here. They should probably speed up over towards A now. No way, how's he alive? And it's the Killjoy. This guy can just sit here the whole time, and yeah, they know over towards B. They've been using mollies as well. And the fact that he's coming over from towards this site means that there should be no util here from the Killjoy. So they can just go hit all of this. And Tomazi, if only he had a Odin here, and they don't get a plant. Res goes in, so they trade site for a res. Still no plant. Weird round at the moment.
They're split into a 2-2, waiting for the further aggression towards the spawn, but Heretics have pulled back.
The problem with this angle, right, is this guy at spawn can see his gun.
Whoa. Beautiful transfer.
Whoa. I'm pretty sure they pinged him out as well.
Martin now that rung out earlier, the last man standing. And he might not even have a way out of here. He thinks he can run to the spawn, but he's dead wrong.
Yeah, nicely done from Heretics on this one. I don't know how Benji survived this over towards Tube.
6 rounds now for Heretics, and the lead is theirs.
Yeah, and Andaluthia flawless as well.
Yeah.
It's getting
what is this, double whiff for K-Cup?
Again,
this feels like a whiff, right?
The initial juke, that's got to be frustrating. And Wu being able to get away with so much. Like, this is the thing. This is why we said, if this comp can work, it's based around this guy popping off, because he's slowly climbing. I think Benji has been an extra factor for sure, still causing so many issues.
it's costing him a little bit
But for Heretics,
in terms of the buy.
this will be the minimum.
Like, Tamazi has no mollies.
As I said, you've always got to be careful. Narrate a Martino. It's not pretty, but he gets out. That's the main thing. He escapes.
That's all he needed. Yeah, it was an info play. He's a drone. That's it. Easy peasy. Wall up. They can't pursue. Those reveals are, well, they're fruitless.
Yeah, the recon's getting a lot.
Managed to get himself a spot up top, and they could cross with the spike, but instead,
Oops.
Benji's on his way backwards.
Oh, it couldn't have gone much worse than that.
And now Benji's on his way. Okay, but
Magnum has his
protecting
ult.
the back, so there's no need to worry about that. I'm not sure if that was
So they
caught
cut
between a
sound,
rotate
and
further
they're probably
aggression, but
expecting the
KC
fact that Tamazi isn't going to go aggro
KC
because
is still in
the
position
round that happened.
with 4 players ready to fight and a lockdown to work with. The idea from Heretics is not to slow down, it's not to go back. In fact, it's to send Woot running through. He's going to charge into them. 2 kills, but no denial. That lockdown is still coming through.
Hits
And they can't
one.
get out. Not quite in time. A player
Yeah, it's
detained
all up
and
to
one
Boo.
quite far away. This could be a little bit
We've got
awkward. There you go. Easy. I thought Benji was going to get back online, but
Hold
now
up.
Boo has
Hold
his back
up.
against the wall. The defuse behind that wall.
Hold
It
up.
could
Wall
be
goes down
dropped by
because
the
of that.
kill. And now Narrate has to pull
Wait,
off
that's
it.
the longest wall
classic
ever.
in hand is not enough. A 3rd kill for the
That
North
was
American.
close, man.
And an equalized scoreline. No
was
7
close.
rounds for Heretics this time.
I think K-Corp should be happy they got
It's
6.
it's
I don't think they
workable,
played
but
against it
definitely is gonna be
great,
tough. I
to
think
be
this is
honest.
always where you're
You
gonna
see an
have
Odin
the-
over to a
the
Snowman
main
once,
worries
which I
about
think
this
is his biggest
composition.
weakness.
And just the shadow
Oh,
of
what?
doubt thrown in from Narrate.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, is that
first
how
kill
this
was
kill went
utterly
down?
Disgusting. A mini Boo, very unlucky.
Spike planted.
I'm interested to see how they're going to do this, because as said, like when it comes to this defensive side, the main expectation is a lot of the time you're just going to send your Jet, your Reyna around together. They're going to push one side of the map, and the utility is there to try and hold the other. It's not the greatest of strats, but if Woot keeps doing what things maybe it'll work. I'm not going to be happy about it, but take it, you know.
Okay, K-Corp,
Well, look,
1-0.
6-6 after a
Pistols.
4-0 down, Tom. At the end of the day, you know, it looks pretty equal. Heretics missed the mark of the attack rounds we wanted from them, but the pistol could set them right back on the correct course.
Got
The
double.
scoreline tied up, the pistols in play, seem
Double
to be
sheriff.
leaning towards the A site. All the attackers there, and the turret
Well, they
very
get a lot of
passively
info.
watching the push.
Early
Not even
info.
trying to see them coming
I
into
say
spawn.
I
Instead,
draw the line there,
catching
but
them
it's
as they
literally
actually
this.
make their way behind A.
Yeah, and with this early info
Means the
here
info won't
and
come
the
in
turret
until much
watching
later.
middle, they can 4-pass and
By
stack
the looks of
this.
things, that flank won't come in for a while anyways. Woot is slowly making his way up behind, and that plant is on its way to the site.
Boo has one more molly.
Here are the firefights. Martin, Narrate, Tomasi already landing.
Why,
So much damage, and well, I believe that the steps may have even been heard of Woot rotating back around. You can see the post plants attempted to be set up, although there's no utility to play alongside them anymore. They're just going to be sitting back and using their advantages. At least there might be a little bit that they could try and do with this Viper utility, but ultimately just no expectation of anything here of Woot. Left on just
Okay,
four.
not bad from
It's gonna
K-Corp.
go as well.
Heretics could have really
KC
played this one a
starting
little bit better with the 4
with the
people here.
pistol under their
Still
belt.
had double shock dart and molly.
I also
They
think
maybe
this
could
is
have done
gonna be
some
where
chip damage,
Gecko
actually made it
is
hard
gonna
to
have
plant,
huge amounts
and then
of
get some
value as well,
jewels instead
because
of just
when there's
flooding.
aggression, what's great to have a flash
Essentially
that will
not
tell you where
together.
it is that you can pick up again.
Yeah, the consistent, the rotation of utility you can have with this
I am
Gecko.
NYL. How we doing, mate? Thank you so much for the
10
14 months.
seconds to
Appreciate the
pick back
prime.
up Busy. I still can't get over that
Thank you, man.
for a long time. I don't know if it started at 15
Danny
or
striding in
if it was 10
Valorant
seconds
more
or it's
powerful than
It
CS?
does
Yeah,
sound
it's
like
not
you
even
sat on the
comparable, to
floor
be
for
honest.
10 seconds slowly
No,
picking
no,
it
no,
up.
no, no, no.
I know what you mean. I'm just clarifying.
Once he picks it up, 10 seconds
It's
later, he's
like
got it back
so
on.
much more.
Hilarious nerf. Do that on like an April.
You can
Fool's
obviously
Day.
win
surprised
games
that wasn't what they
in
said.
CS with it,
Just
but
15 seconds.
you can win like
Magnum, he is looking
multiple
to turrets
games
here
and
to
have
back
so
him
much
up a
more
little bit.
impact
Benji's taking
in
some
this
damage,
game
and look
with
at
it.
Magnum's adjustment. He's just running forward. Lucky for him, he is, because his player's running behind him. He's heard the steps, but the adjustment isn't quite there.
Yeah,
on
but this
time.
is nice though,
Damage
right?
done
This is
nonetheless.
Heretics just
Boo,
having the
Rians,
person
Mini
with
Boo,
the
all taking a
gun,
few
just
bullets.
being the ghost.
Won't make it easy,
Just getting
especially not up
info.
against this outlaw with no shields in play. The
They're
outlaws
playing this
missed
one
the
well.
angle. Looks like Mini Boo will sneak his way by. Really damage is the name of the game for Heretics. We don't expect them to win, but well, maybe we're going to change our expectations in a moment. That late flank from Mini Boo being undetected, if they can make enough noise on the site, well,
He got 2.
well, that will quickly put to bed any rumors of a retake from Heretics. Instead, it is 8 rounds, and with 3
Ah,
players
this one, man.
standing,
They
KC
lost a
are in good
rifle.
form.
That's what we normally
Rifle
expect
and
to see
armory
when
back.
multiple players push Tomasi.
Yes, yes.
He headshot 2 of them in the single spray. 8-6. This is where I think we need to see some sort of response. I assume that the purchase in the future that Heretics will have an operator in there. I think that will allow for a little bit more variance in the way they're going to be playing the defense. The fact that they're already pinging Tube, however, makes me think that they may be about to push
Oh,
Tube.
why is it much more stronger? Dude, there's so much stuff that counters so much more stuff. And it's like, because you have less util and just like set util, then it's so much easier to just be like, this can counter this. Like, we have just set counters, whereas in CS it's just, I mean, everyone has the same thing.
Thanks to that kill out of Martin, there's a big gap in this defensive side. The B site wide open, has to be spotted and cleared, and that's Woot's job. Now that thins out
the options you can do in this game is just so much more.
Most likely, Woot in the tunnel or underneath, just trying to catch their eye and run away.
Full gamble. Full gamble. Yeah, they're rotating all the way through spawn.
Did they hear
something? To the other side. I don't think so. I
mean,
think this
Benji
might
must
just be a
have
risk.
signed.
Maybe Benji heard some steps. But if
Benji had to have heard a step.
On backwards because they're going the other way.
Yeah, at most it was one player stepping to B that immediately turned back.
This is... I think it's also just so problematic when Boo goes down early. Like, you talk about the delay that they have. They have the Viper screen on A that he uses. The Orb will be on B. He's meant to use utility to sort of slow them down.
One Molly that's going to slow this one down. Molly?
I almost feel like the
Molly?
round's over. Like, this is such a difficult retake to
Oh,
try and get back
late
in
Molly.
without
Would
any
it have
Viper
killed
utility.
Wingman? It was close on the edge. There's no one here to hear the sound.
Maybe if Benji picks up this one on the back end, never mind, he's been spotted. Element of surprise most certainly gone now, and there's even a double fight coming his way. Nice.
Holy, what
another.
the hell is that?
Like they're not down and out just yet.
How's he getting this guy at the back?
Benji's
No
third, the round
way.
is locked in. Heretics fought their way back in quite nicely, Tommy. In fact, flawlessly.
Yeah, someone had to commit out of these two at the back. Someone had to wide swing, and you can see him talking about it
Did you call
now.
that flawless, Todd? They didn't lose a player on the way back in.
I'm
Clean.
I'm not going to say
Couldn't
the word.
ask for anything better, I'd say.
I'm going to say the word I would use. I don't know how. Like, this
Oh, the guy close committed, and the guy back didn't, so they ended up lining up. Yeah, it needs to be the other way around.
Every other player. Yep. They were all playing in high aggressive positions that they could kill the rest of the rotation.
Unlucky.
And 2 players going down to Benji is absurd. Like, well, you can see he's over the moon, but I'm a little bit perplexed as to how Casey sort of threw that round. That's the word I wanted to use.
There we go. There we go.
I couldn't hold it any longer.
Oh, they've stolen that round away.
Yes.
Say that. Would you steal it? They certainly would. 8-7, one round in between them. Team Heretics on this defense really starting to heat up now. Looks like already we're catching
Pretty
one
sure
kill.
Martin just checked for this guy, and I thought angle-wise you would see him crouched like this.
Expecting someone like Woot to maybe pop off.
And maybe they did.
The form of Element, but unfortunately, Miniboo wasn't in his element that time.
You would have just shot him.
The advantage now
It was weird.
to 4v4.
Either way, they were super aware this could be a thing.
2 letters. As he was handed an L.
L.
Either way.
Right there.
Wow. Or first 4, even.
Alright, yeah. L.
Sorry, can we get a paramedic up here for Tom?
Just...
A lot of pressure on Boo at this. Still has his smoke, still has a molly.
KC looking to push and pull
Is
those
the running,
rotations.
puts the smoke down, goes top of sight. Got all fuel and a molly.
Because he gets so many kills.
Right there.
The rotation has made its way over to the B site for the defense. Now they've got a little bit
30 seconds left
to deny this, but it's only really shock darts. It's going to have to be these elevated positions. The deep
No
wall,
way,
little bit
what a shot,
unorthodox,
man.
and Boo tries to play around it. Instead, though, little bro will be sent into plant. I don't think there's any way they could stop this. A post plant that's going to be tough again, but I don't want to speak too soon.
Oh, the follow-up is huge. Martin realizes they're
Martin's
shoot at that
had an
ult,
absolute
maybe
bang
be detained
around.
by it, so swings in for one free kill. Heretics 2v4 and a near impossible clutch ahead of them. Nice try to start it off, but
Nicely done from K-Cop. Everyone on top of this as well. Flash goes out. There's 4-person swing over towards here. That was great. No matter what, they were always going to win the duels here. Shout out to Martin. That was a great round.
I think it's unfortunate. They got a little bit unlucky in this round by the fact that Benji does so well to find an aggressive opener for them, but then they have a second player aggressive. It has to almost try and go forward and find something, because if you dash out of there, there's just as high a chance that you end up getting killed.
For
so
sure.
The setup kind of haunts them a little bit. And it is weird to say that probably the person who's had the most success in individual aggressive plays is your Sentinel player. when you're running a Raider jet. The one with no escape mechanism. Here he is again. Don't worry, the screen hasn't frozen.
He's in their heads, Tom. You have 3 players watching mid now. Literally just Benji might
As soon as the
push,
observer
wait,
goes off and they
and
swing,
it worked
that's so
out.
funny.
Yeah.
He did push. Now he's dead. Advantage to KC.
Yeah, and there's a gun down, so they
Even
want to
if
try
it's
pick
not
it up.
Benji, we saw him rounds prior, they tried the same thing with Woot. Like, you're going to hold for the beginning, like, 20 seconds of the round versus this
Absolute shot.
Well, maybe you need to hold a little bit longer. Because they're going to push. They have to. They don't
Question
have
is, it's like, do
the utility
you
to
get
slow
tempted to
down other than
use your
literal
ult
slow.
on this one? Drone would be good in like 5 seconds.
And those can only last so long.
See if they've gone back or if they're
Found an
just around
opener.
here still.
They still have a Hunter's Fury to play with, but they're going to need to do a whole lot more. Getting that information
Still has
though, is
recon
pretty
as well,
important,
can
and
do
you
that in
see
like 5
already
seconds.
The Boo's gone back to holding that cross, so they should have the info, though he's already going to gamble with the rest of the team.
This is a good gamble. Boo picks up the gun as well.
Chance for Woot to pop off. Mini Boo on the back. Never mind. Woot's down right away.
Holy.
Magnum picking it up. Mini Boo dashing out to try and create some safety for himself, but they're quickly on him. And there's
Bro,
no
this was
safe haven to sit
looking
with
like
these
an
pistols.
okay round for
No picks
Heretics.
given unpunished.
And then the recon.
KC,
And the recon was pretty good.
I
Honestly, K-Cup handled this very well. I would love to have seen the ult.
Confident face to this attacking side. Double
Surprised
digits
they used
found,
it
a
into it.
3-round lead in their back pocket as well. Now
Maybe
we get a
because
buy on
time's low is why they're
Heretics,
using it on
and,
this.
well, it looks like they're coming up to one of their last opportunities to get back into this.
Yeah, gonna call
Yeah,
themselves
Magnum
a
did
timeout.
great here. That was the main, that was like the
It's gonna be
person they had
Neilson
to take
going
down
deep
in terms of the
into
Viper.
The Reyna jet strap book.
Where did he ult? He just ulted in
Guys,
front of
we
the
tried
wall though,
pushing
right?
A. We
Like Viper
tried
wall went
pushing
up, they
mid.
recons in front of it, so they say there's the Viper and they just ulted down this line.
Bad idea. Is that what you reckon? Next round, B push.
But it's
locked
difficult.
in.
It, like, obviously, we're kind of memeing because this comp doesn't. This is why I said they need a lot of rounds on the attack.
Yes.
Okay, is because
Yes.
this comp, all you can do is push. KC know that, so they're waiting, and when they push, they die. Now they've had a couple of openers, but again, the expectation of KC every single round is going to be that someone is going to be aggressive. And I feel like one of the main reasons we don't see comps like this played anymore is because of agents like Gecko becoming more and
Magnum
more popular.
IGL, yes.
Agents like KO, where you could just knife, all right, he's there. Oh, okay, I've thrown a Dizzy over. He is there. And then we've got stuns. We've got so much util to flush them out with.
You got tags, yeah, you got
It
two
just
with the
becomes
second
problematic. And then also, a lot
pulse
time
of
you
the
can get
recon.
aggressive on retakes, but you've got so much
Say
post-fire
FPS, thank you
utility
so
in
much,
this
man.
comp as
Thank you for
well
that.
from KC,
Appreciate the 5
that
months.
it's incredibly
Thank you so
difficult.
much.
That's why Heretics' other comp, the one that other
Dominic
teams, even
Soulcats,
Gentle-based,
hello,
the
mate.
really aggressive team, like, that comp's kind of cool. We're
Thank
gonna
you so
take
much for
that.
the raid, bro.
That's why teams
Hope
are
your
running
stream was
stuff like
good.
that, because you can
A
just
huge raid,
flush
Dom.
so many angles with utility.
Stream's
that
popping
you
off,
don't
man.
need a Woot mini boo run in and die. Like
Hello,
you have
hello.
on like a center
Thank you so
block.
much for that, man.
Well, we're kicking back off with round 18 and a quick attempt at making it towards the B site. Looks like the call was spot on, Tom. We got to get you in the coach's booth. But the result is not quite
And
there
they
for
got to
KC.
keep this one
They've
clean because
lost
Marnie is
themselves two
super,
players.
super low.
Well, we expected Heretics
So
to get
no
aggressive
deaths would be the
instead.
one.
It was KC doing it, and
That's a
well,
death.
the further aggression doesn't work out great either. The trades coming through leave numbers in
The problem
favor
for
of this team
Heretics is
Heretics
next
side.
round,
Plan
or
will not
potentially
be
the round
found with
after, is
Magnum
going to be
falling.
stacked
Looks
all-wise.
like Shin needs a duel,
That's, I
and he's
mean, that's
found it. Mini
as
Boo a
close to
little quicker
perfect
on
as
the
you can
trigger
get
with
it
big
with just the
gun.
one death.
10 to 8, the gap down to 2.
Yeah, I think this was, as said, beginning of the half. One of the adaptations I expected to see at some point was going to be that jet hop. Like it's one of the only ways you could ever sort of pad the gap a little bit with this sort of composition is just have one angle locked down and or having Mini Boo to roam the map.
Wait, you got the
It's a lot
Adil raid?
more interesting for their
Nice.
defense.
Oh, wait, Adil's back to
Expect that
streaming?
We're going to
Dom?
see him basically just play
Holy.
this rotational
He's actually
superstar.
back.
He's been a bit quiet so far, but when you're playing that jet on defense, you kind of have to wait until you have this gun.
Okay, massive, massive rounds. Got to start looking at this. We've got to start looking at all the ults. We've got to start looking at how close these two are. So,
Looking for him with the blade
N8,
storm.
we're about to
We
get a
won't be found
reset
this time.
potentially
The
as well.
rotation
So
from
this
Mini
is
Boo
a
is quick.
huge round with
Towards
a
the
lot
A
of
side after
ults.
that
So
initial
we'll
shot off.
try and stay on
Looks
top
like
of
he'll be
it.
posted in the right direction. As KC are starting to set their eyes on this site. Nobody else left in other parts of the map. And Benji Fishy's got them locked in. Although he's not spotting the cross back, he will be there to hear any steps. But this position...
Benji's been here a lot, but honestly, they don't
surprised by this,
actually know
it
he's been
must be
here
the
a lot,
first
if that
time
makes sense. Like, he's been here a lot, but he hasn't been getting duels here. This is like the first time we've actually had a duel. 1-for-1, they take down the person that was one away from a res. I think that's kind of worth. The problem is that now mid becomes a nightmare. They've also been on purpose missing their smoke in middle. This line is strong right now. Flash to see if anyone's pushing over towards here to see if the wall can actually get full question mark if they put it up.
Do give a little bit more faith
Potentially keeping 2 people over towards B, and
the
fact that he's not shooting it means they know that the op's here.
Finding that opener now, has a blade storm of his own. Try and play around with. Narrate those already going to be able to trade out one, turning things back into a 3v3. Timing is going to be absolutely everything.
Oh my god.
The other player was planting.
Oh my god. Dude, while that was going on, Martin got a kill over towards spawn.
We've already seen so many times what this guy could do. Operator picked up for Martin.
Nicely done for K-Corp. That was the one that we were going to lose, and it kind of all came down to the duels on site here.
We'll get up to 11.
Oh, both of those were tagged up too. That was looking a little scary when the Viper's pit goes down. Tamazi got pretty unlucky, getting caught by this aggressive play, and Miniboo ducking in and out. He gets spotted out a number of times. The turret, he's just peeking in and out of the angle. They commit the flash to try to push him back.
Some help.
I don't know if you noticed, the flash even shot out one of the blobs. It saw him, but
watch
he
with
ducked down
FNS.
underneath,
Nah, I'm watching Navi Fnatic.
So
I'm gonna watch with FNS.
goes up. Once it confirms it's
which
seen
is
someone,
tomorrow,
you feel so safe.
I think.
You know you've got a second to swing that angle and take the fight. Wasn't the case this time around. Martin not getting a shot off at the start. The team Heretics shifting direction again. They see the op, they don't want to see it again.
Yeah, with lockdown in play, you have to feel like this is.
So who takes the hit? Woot takes the hit on this one.
We know how aggressive this defense needs.
Killjoy ult for Killjoy ult, and they're both going to be in the right positions.
Get up and put themselves in position, or even pinging the back corners that need to be cleared. And you can only expect, yeah.
I know how to swim. Yeah, I can swim.
And just place that lockdown. It's going to cause so many issues. Again, there's not going to be much that will be available to deny it. They're actually going to throw in the Viper's pit, and he's just like, nah, you know what? I'm going to place it further forward. Screw you. No one saw me fail the jump. Let's just ignore that. And now it's an even better.
Is this guy going to try tank the Viper ult? Or is he, no, they're accepting it. Honestly, Killjoy ult to get rid of the Viper ult, I think that's fine. If this was the better Viper ult, where you kind of have a cubby over towards here, they probably could have tanked it a little bit. We've got 30 seconds, they got a re-hit site. Spike is down, what an absolute nightmare in theory.
Almost the spray transfer on Rienz as well, who just about survives, escapes up top.
Say in theory, they're doing alright.
Magnum was looking for a little bit more. Looks like the swing could be good.
Wow.
With Boo on a sliver of health, the headshot was enough. 12 seconds left. That spike needs to be planted. Miniboo tries to deny, can't find the angle. Sees an op now as well. Swapping it over as the res comes in. 6 bullets left, and the shot's not landing to start this off. He needs a shot to each player's head. The reload's the wise decision. The turret, the 4th man for KC, finally taken down. But Miniboo getting value out of this is going to be tough. Taps the defuse to try to split these players, force them
handled
forward,
this well,
but
though.
it's not enough.
Handled this well. 4 chances, and they got like next to nothing with the buy.
4 rounds in a row needed for Heretics to push this to an overtime.
Yeah, again, it's just the success on these A-side takes. I don't think it's been necessarily bad from Heretics in terms of the read. Like they had a lot of players in the right place at the right time, but late flanks coming through, the res available for Shin as well to just buffer those numbers that extra little bit. Now 12-8 in the lead. No operator in play anymore. In fact, no Vandals or Phantoms either for the defensive side. This is a
yeah, they got nothing. Got nothing for this buy, really.
Watch out. Woot's got
missing a little bit of util as well. I say a
know
little bit, they're missing loads of util.
Dismiss on this. So aggressive.
Missing a lot of Killjoy util. They're missing drone. They're missing a player in terms of Woot.
He's just waiting for the aggression. Eventually, you think these players have rotated back.
K-Corp have just been on top of this. The fact that they can just wait. K-Corp just overwhelms as well.
Magnum would swing. Eventually, they get curious. They see Rienz. They don't let him back out. But he's done damage. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Even though Tamazi trades it out, this is now, once again, a winnable round.
Oops.
The wingman up close.
The hell is Dubro going?
Might be picked back up. We'll see a slight delay with Tamazi down, that's for sure.
Started to come back into form.
Uh-oh.
Quieter first half.
The double swing at the back here.
Back around. It's going to put them in a prime position. And now it's left all on to Magnum to try and find
Yeah, we'll count it down. That's a good
sign
sign for Heretics, though. This was like their worst buy for sure.
This time it works.
This time, but they've got 3 more in a row.
Yeah.
Heretics have to be flawless.
How many in a row have they had so far, Mitch?
Yeah, well, let me see. There's one there. No, they didn't get the next. There's round 18.
Yeah?
They didn't win round 19.
Oh.
And the one they just got.
Okay.
So
maybe now?
Yeah, Guardians
ooh,
on
yeah,
top.
they gotta take another 3, but this time all together with no adjustments from KC. And on the upside, KC not a team that's known for making adjustments to your play, Tom, you know?
No.
How is that a
Bad
free?
team.
Which free you angry
even
at? The one in chat?
Yeah.
Bro, I stream so many games.
He's
There's
still
so many
just
3
chilling.
chances. We're gonna have
Tell
a
me if
bad
you need
3
me.
at one point.
Take a nap.
Especially when I go for like the flick
don't think
shots,
it's
man.
possible
I'm trying to do
to
like
take a
signature
nap with
style. Chances are there's gonna be some bad numbers in there. You gotta let me be, man.
Possible way.
You gotta let it
I don't
happen.
think anyone's snapping while he's
No one's perfect,
watching
bro.
Valorant.
That's all I'm saying. And that's a great example.
Early rotation. I think this has just been solved by Magnum and Magnum alone. I don't know if the reaction from the other players though is going to be quick enough. Like the fake out worked, but 3 players are now going to be on this A site, ready and waiting. No ultimates to play with. for that attacking
Reyna
side, and
in
the
this
one on the
corner
defense
is gonna be strong, you would imagine.
one of the weakest ults in the game.
Dubro, wait, Killjoy baited out Dubro.
Don't
This
diss
kind of
the
nice.
Empress in the
Woot
hands
is
of
not
Woot.
weak. The ult is. He doesn't need it.
Well, at least he's not a Cypher here.
Most people here
Some dueling
would get the
ability.
win of them not
Woot
picking up
goes
Wingman
stepping
because
forward.
they
The
don't pick up
timing is
Wingman.
absolutely
Woot's like,
perfect,
well,
and those steps
they're
are
probably
heard. Look
going
at the
back, so he
rotations
clears all of
towards
this,
the
has a
defenders,
fast
spawn
flank,
2 players
got no
quickly
Killjoy
making their
util
way
behind,
through
we're
to
gonna have a
join
4-person
Mini
stack on
Boo
B.
and Boo
How
in
the hell
defending
did
that
K-Cop
B
win
site.
this?
The Boo brothers on B. The flank
30
from Woot will be
seconds
late, but the spams through the smoke, finding a little bit of damage, a lot of damage in fact.
My God, imagine this guy
Martinez
goes around the corner.
Tamazi's on 20 HP, make that 0, Narrate follows suit, and it's all
Yeah,
down to
solid.
Magnum. Quickly
Yeah, just a little bit too obvious when they don't go for Lil Bro, to be
Now
honest.
they
Yeah.
found
I
some
mean,
in a
Woot did
row.
great as well.
2 more to go.
Yeah, for the first time.
Feels
in
like
this
I'm watching a
defensive
crew
half,
game
they
with
managed
just
to string a couple
one of the
together.
duelists insta-clearing
A lot of it
info.
just came down to very good timing on getting that information.
That's what they've been doing the whole
The initial
split.
fake wasn't really effective just because there wasn't like a pounce on it. I think Magnum did well initially, but then it was just a re-aggression that came out of Woot, a bit of a gamble that ends up just finding absolutely everything. Their 10th round found, and well, financially, this is where things are much more problematic for the side of KC, but as said, this is where they get to talk to the big boss.
What looks like on our hood, the last pause that we're going to see here on Icebox. And for KC, this opportunity is valuable, to say the least. Aang calmly communicating what he's seen over the last few rounds. No doubt himself and Zeish have had
Isn't
plenty
it?
of
Yeah, dude, he's having
conversations. And with 2 chances to
looking
close
great.
this out, I believe what we're going to see from KC, and the buy is kind of corresponding
Isn't the Reyna
to it.
kind of a weak
And
pick
little
here?
bit of a
I mean,
buy, a sprinkle of
yeah,
investment
to an extent.
in round 23, and they'll fight for
Obviously, the
the
util of
13-11
every other
to
agent
close
will
this
be
out. I think it's
would be
valid
better.
that they give Heretics this respect.
But it's
based
just the
on
fact
rounds
that
we've seen
this
so far.
could
And
be the
frankly,
opposite way
based on the
around, right?
rounds
This
we've
could be
seen
a
so far,
31
with
to
this
be honest
comp,
at one point.
This is not an easy comp
One of
to make
those.
work.
It's hard to be.
And I think they're doing a damn good
This is the
job
problem
of
with Reyna. And this is like one of the
2
things
more
that we
might be
talked
too
about in
much.
Liquid. It's just like
Give that context once
if the
again.
person doesn't
Heretics
frag out
want to
heavy,
qualify today,
likelihood is you're gonna
they
lose
need
the
to win
game.
this map. A 2-1 will not.
Luckily, I mean, Scream
If
2-0
would have that
yeah,
like
2-0
what 1 out
in
of 10
total,
games maybe.
a
So that's why
2-1.
we ran it so much. Like the
Still in a
most
pretty good
consistent
spot,
fragger.
but it would
One of them.
rely on gentle mates not winning 2-0. So for KC,
Recon
Just
goes
looking at winning the
in,
game
it
is
clears, they
slightly
wait for it, and this is the
different
heaviest
story.
rotate ever. 2-person, Reyna on the zone. Oh
round,
yes, that's
as we
nice though,
mentioned,
this
they don't really
info.
have anything to play with. In fact,
Flash just in
Narrate,
case
I
they
feel
wanted
like
to
he's
pop.
almost
We got
waiting
triple
for one of his
stinger,
teammates
so they
to
are
pop.
waiting for the next rounds.
I think a good spot by Woot. The ponytail of Shin was seen. They know now that that recon that found nothing was being weighted out on Shin. Dropped down.
they go
very
for a
quickly,
Fnatic.
Wall not even in play. Spam
Fnatic
good.
wall and
Woot
plant.
dismisses. Mini Boost saving him the trouble of cleaning up the other kill. And with the last man standing being Magnum, he'll have a damn good shot of it with the stinger in hand, but it's not enough. Remember though, this was the round that we expected. KC invest lightly. A sprinkle of credits here and there, and now
Di
round
Carbonara, thank you so much, man,
24
with the Prime.
is where they put
Thank
their
you for the
foot
5
down.
months,
This
bro.
is where they combine everything they've just learned.
Appreciate that.
One last chance to win in regulation.
funnily enough, like up until in that first half, I think Miniboo had like maybe 6 kills. I think he's doubled that already in the second. He's definitely been thriving when it comes to defensive jet. Now has the operator in hand as well, which was one of the major turning points in this defensive side.
4 chances down to 1 last chance. And we haven't got too many ults. We've got a killed. Whoa!
Oh, the shot's not gonna land though.
I mean, he is on an island right now. Everyone's trying to save him. Flash goes out.
Comes through. The ult, the Hunter's Fury might actually land a couple of tags.
God, he got another.
They're not even looking at Wood. Able to find himself one.
Massive 1v2.
1 versus 2. The lockdown.
Dude, the
forcing
drone.
Rian's back, buying some space for Magna, but he's
Gotta
not
know
getting
he's
the
gonna
spike.
push.
He's not going back. Instead, pushing forward the drone. Hard, and he'll follow up perfectly. But he has no idea on the last player. Boo could be anywhere. And the timing, the element of surprise is exactly what Boo will
Dude,
use now.
it's such a
filling
nightmare.
back
The
in that
spike's
space.
all the way at the top.
Magnum has to clear it all. And even look where the spike is. It's up top. He has to go all the way back around to find that with 50 seconds on the clock. Boo is chasing him. He is following his footsteps as though he'd heard them moments ago.
It might help him though, because that's the thing.
Yeah, because then he could be anywhere.
Behind now, and this will be
It's such a weird round.
Magnum's now only going to have to look
They
in front
should
of him,
know,
look
right?
at the
Wu
angles
killed.
They're currently there.
Is it
Boo is
Wu?
trying to play an even bigger brain game by going back towards mid, just in case there's been a rotation. I don't know if he actually
Maga's
spotted
going B.
that spike, and now Magnum's going to start the run back. Timing here is going to be absolutely everything. If Boo catches him on the cross, if he hears a single step, that could be the moment that this round
Too far
falls
away
apart.
to hear a step.
And then is he going to start second guessing himself? With 15 seconds left, surely the expectation
It's
is
so,
okay. He's
so
just been
doable for
waiting
Magnum. He has an
outside of that
alarm
A
bot
side.
as well. He can just put that on the
He's gonna
plant.
plant on B, which is exactly what he's going to do.
No way to deny this.
Planted.
But Boo will deny him any further aggression.
Oh, he put the alarm
He has
bot
him in a
behind
box.
and turret.
From Boo's
Okay.
perspective, Magnum is back yellow or towards main, and that turret might give it away. He didn't have time to place it on the way there. Boo's trained in on the right angle. He's got the idea. The poison orb
Yeah,
gives him
nicely
the
done.
space,
Turret
and what a
sound.
shot!
Turret
12
sound
to
pretty
12.
much gave that one away.
Heretics have
You would imagine.
clung on to life on Icebox
Also, he's not going
and
to face
pushed
you
us
from the
to
one
an
way.
overtime.
Okay, 4
I thought
chances.
Magnum had done it.
All
be
of them
honest with you.
gone.
I think it was such a good
K-Cop
little
gonna be
play
kicking
towards
themselves
the
a little
end,
bit.
sort of take things back, try and reset the round, not knowing where his opponent was, but it just came down to landing that final shot. 12 and 12. KC looked like they had this one in the bag. It was, as I said, just individual rounds being won on that defensive side until a 4-round streak. This young Heretic squad proving time and time again that they have the
Overtime, and
resilience of
Benji
someone with
Fishy
10
on the
times their
Killjoy in
experience.
overtime
And I do think
gets
Boo
an
being at the
opt-out
helm is one of the major
when his
factors for that.
team
Oh, it's definitely
is
helping them, I'll tell you that.
when his team is a
12
Rainer
to
and a
12.
Jet.
An overtime buy that sees 2 operators in play. No surprise, the impact of that weapon has been high, and honestly, there's been a couple of shots that haven't landed. Could have been even more of an impactful weapon as this went on. Now, no aggression off rip. Take a look at where Martin is, pushed up on A a little bit, but it's a tight angle with Heaven being watched. Towards B, they give up the control immediately. Perhaps the idea to play the
Heretics
retake.
trying to prove that they
Although,
can
to be
go B,
honest,
maybe.
KC have had a very good time at just spamming through those walls when Heretics are pushing up, and with their inability to really fight through it short of a Lear, why not continue to farm that value? Tamazi even has the Phantom, so the perfect weapon for it.
Once again,
Shock went a bit too far, right? It didn't break the alarm bot
being
here.
attempted.
That gives him good info.
Might just be a ruse. Just trying to bait out some of that utility, although it looks a little bit hesitant from the side of Heretics, so players not knowing which way to go. They've
fake
got
the
the time
steps.
anyway.
Caution here.
I think is it hasn't moved anybody. Okay, we're starting to see Shin back off, maybe just to put the wall over on the other side of the map, but for now at least, they're still just waiting and watching. And with 35 seconds, Heretics are going to make their move.
I wonder if
Yeah,
when they fake
alarm
those
bot, though,
steps
gives
back,
them a good bit of
Magnum couldn't
info.
even hear them. It's worked out well for KC either way, with the players here ready to fight. Woot tried this before.
Whoa.
There was no success, but the barrel is spotted. Magnum's in a lot of danger, but the swing from Narrate. Pixel, perfect timing. Magnum survives late into the round, 15 HP now. But Narrate is by his side, ready to take these fights, and Mini Boost suffered a lot of damage, 28 health, backing
No way
out
he
of
gets
there.
out.
Actually, no. Not backing out,
Guys,
staying
this is gonna
close.
stick in the
Now
smoke
down to
because
one.
low
I
HP
mean,
is
it's a
kinda smart.
negligible difference,
Kinda
'cause it was
sick.
28 a second ago, and the value found.
Wow, look at
element
his-
of
look at his
surprise.
brain go,
Who
man.
expects a player
We got
to
Sage
stay
Wall for this,
inside
though.
that orb up close?
And everyone's dying
Heretics
before the
are
Sage
playing
Wall.
a crazy
Everyone
game, but
died
one
before the
results.
Sage
Shin,
Wall.
the last man
Whoa.
standing, put 2 on
Whoa.
the board, 3, and he's out of the
Oh
round.
no, he
Tries
tunnel
for the
vision with
win,
the res,
but
man.
Mini Boo shuts him down with
Jesus.
28 health.
Wait, Miniboo was the last person to get the kill as well?
13 for Heretics and 1 away from closing this map somehow.
Shin was born with magic in his fingertips. I don't know.
Oh man,
how that was
if he
even
keeps his gun out, he
remotely
wins.
close. And well, KC are going to be the one to take themselves a pause here. This round looked like it was going to be
Yeah,
over.
and honestly, the heads-up play
And then
here
just,
was
well,
so
we didn't
smart
see
from
this again in
Miniboo.
all its glory. This killer
Oh
special
man,
just
gotta feel
snapping it
bad
back.
for him.
Well, I don't think there should be that much excitement winning a 4v1.
Magnum is trying to get the
round
space.
well, it was
Eng
almost
is
there.
always the calmest
What a
guy
play by
when you
Miniboo,
see the
not just to
replays.
sit in the order in the first
So
place,
I mean,
recognizing
honestly,
that 28 or 1,
if
more or
Miniboo
less
isn't
the
in the
same.
smoke there,
I'll
which
take the
isn't
element of
smart, well,
surprise.
which is
The
smart
fact that in
considering his
that last
HP, but in
fight,
theory as a
I'm not
normal
sure if he
play isn't
fully
smart,
ran
right?
out
He's
of
only
ammo or
doing it
just
because of his
switched straight to
position
the
and the
res.
fact of the
Assuming the last
because
player
of the
wouldn't
smoke.
peek, 'cause you're
Yeah,
gonna run down
Magnum
that
is
clock,
just
right?
trying to
You're
take
almost
space
went on
over
time
towards
alone.
yellow, so
Why
when the
give him
wall
the
goes up, they
opportunity
can
to
create
actually
as much
clutch it
chaos
out?
as possible. But yeah, I
And
think
then ends up winning
because
them.
the
In both cases,
Lil
Miniboo
Bro
takes a
spot him in
very
close,
aggressive
it
stance,
wasn't
but
the right
that's what
play
you
for
want
sure.
out of a duelist like this. Heretics, I mean, we were ready to count
But
them out.
it kind
They
of
only
like
found
you can
one
understand
round
what
in
what
isolation here and
Magnum's
there
trying to
on their
do.
defensive side,
But,
and right when
given
they needed
info of Lil Bro,
5 in
it's
a row,
probably not
4
the
on
one.
defense, that one
It
attacking
needs
round,
to
and if
be
they can
wall up
replicate
into
that defensive
damage, like
success
into
here,
distract, and he's
that's
just trying to
one
get a
map
lot
in
of
the
space
bank and
before the wall's
playoffs
up.
on the line moving into Lotus.
I think
As I
Mini
said, they're
Boots
gonna
deserves a
fight straight
lot
back
of
into
credit
this
there.
operator. No surprises there. That was one of the pinnacle parts.
Okay,
to
first chance for
this
Heretics to
map
take
turning
this.
around, and the angle is perfect.
Ooh.
Not going to be connected, but there's a second layer to it.
Holy, got the
Wood just
extra
causing
dink and
disruption
got
once
out of there,
again,
and he
he's
gets
got something.
another.
A second
Oh
kill
my god, it's a
already
rain
in this
around.
round, maybe the beginning of the end. He's not looking to give this up just
It's such
yet.
a rain
Able to
around.
fall back with Shin and Narrate, 2 heavy hitters already gone. They need to fight from a huge deficit.
Oh, those are big kills to take. Getting control over this site will be tough, but the wall is still there to play with. Toxins run out, Magnum grabs one, but the kills come back.
Such a rain around. Holy.
4 kills, but the ace is
Done
denied.
enough, though.
Tamazi with a near impossible
Oh, what a
clutch. He's already
devastating
found
game
the
for
first of
K-Corp,
his
man.
1v4. With the
12-8.
screen down, the fight on Boo is pivotal. He's taking some hits, but he's still kicking. Still here to fight, waiting for the toxins to go up. But he can't go forward and retrieve that spike. He's trying to make them misstep, but Heretics know 40 seconds, 3 players. They've got everything they need to run this clock down. Nobody needs to overpeak and make a mistake.
Hold up.
And give an opportunity to a player like Tamazi, not one to
Well, he knows where
squander.
both are now.
When he gets this shot, 25 on the clock. Spike retrieved. And this is terrible. The plan secured, the Viper's pit online, and the flank from
Hey,
Benji.
Viper.
Maybe
Damn,
some
dude.
semblance of hope that he will not be
Oh, shout out to Benji Fishy, instant reposition.
this time to lock in the map.
Can't believe they won this.
It's always behind you.
Yeah, and this
He's
is a
always
devastating
behind
one
you.
to
It
lose,
has been
man.
one of the major things that they've struggled with in this map was the fact that Benji